Marcus Aurelius once said, "Death smiles at us. All a man can do is smile back." But even Aurelius won't smile if a monstrous wall of rising water is racing towards him. Over 70% of the Earth is covered by water, so if you really think about it, the destructive capability of water if unleashed on dry land is unimaginable. Today, we're counting down the top 10 big waves you wouldn't believe if it was not filmed. From waves tossing cargo ships like toys to wedding parties swallowed whole by water, there's a lot to unpack. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Laguna Beach Rogue Wave. Everyone wants a picturesque background on their special wedding day at the beach, but we often forget the ocean can easily invite itself. In 2012, a clip surfaced of a wedding ceremony at Laguna Beach in California that took a dramatic turn when a rogue wave suddenly hit. Unprepared, the surging wave caught the couple off guard while posing for scenic photos. The colossal wave took no prisoners as it swept both husband and wife into the churning water. Brave lifeguards had to switch on their survival skills to get the bride out safely as the husband fought for dear life. Fortunately, there were no casualties, with a couple escaping with soaked clothes as adrenaline coursed through their veins and an outrageous memory to tell for years to come on how the ocean gatecrashed their wedding. Number 9. Giantnir Waves. The Nazaré coastline in Portugal is notorious for its monstrous waves. Attracting adrenaline junkies like moths to a flame, waves here aren't for beginner surfers or the faint of heart. One of the most incredible recorded waves at the Nazaré is one YouTuber Jacuzzi Surfer released back in 2019. The YouTuber, who has grown a remarkable following for taking on big waves wherever he could find them, braved the waves at Nazaré and got a first-class ride on the back of a massive 60-foot wall of water. Talking about the feeling of riding the unbelievable wave, Jacuzzi described the feeling as an adrenaline-pumping dance filled with terror and freedom. According to him, he experienced a heart-stopping drop down the wave's face before the feeling of pure adrenaline and glee kicked in as he carved through the angry avalanche of water, threatening to engulf him whole. Number 8. Dancing with the Teahupoo Waves. Speaking of legends, let's talk about how Nathan Florence danced with the waves. Renowned by his fans for his audacious spirit, Nathan faced the notorious waves at Teahupoo and danced with them. In this clip that surfaced in 2015, Nathan faced a rogue wall of water that will make even the most seasoned surfer do a double take. For Nathan, this was simply a platform to show off. Positioning himself strategically as the colossal wave reared its head, Nathan charged forward into a monstrous curtain of water, essentially giving us this masterpiece to watch, because for a second there, it looks like the ocean engulfs him, then spits him out unharmed. And while Nathan's incredible talent as a surfer and absolute control of his nerves made it look easy, you don't want to face this type of wave with only a surfboard. Enjoying this video? Hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on post notifications for more mind-blowing content like this. Number 7. Monster Wave vs. Giant Ship. Sailing the open ocean comes with inherent risks. With no shore in sight, new rules of survival are in play as man-made vessels battle the raw power of nature. While sailors often recount the terrifying waves they have faced, we don't truly appreciate them. In this viral video of a ship battling the fickle weather in the North Sea, a massive wave suddenly appeared out of nowhere. As trained experts, the crew quickly braced for impact as the ship took the fight to the wave, only it wasn't as easy as climbing a swelling wall of water. The relentless sea unleashed powerful wave after wave, violently rocking the massive ship. Sure, we can take a moment to appreciate the immense power of the ocean, but in truth, does this not reinforce just how vulnerable any vessel we build will be on the open ocean? That in itself is remarkably worrying. Number 6. Wave as tall as a lighthouse. If footage of this wave did not exist, you probably won't believe it happened. While most of us would love a calm ocean experience, factors like wind and tide don't always cooperate. In 2005, a man in California managed to capture an incredibly massive wave while standing near the Piedras Blancas lighthouse. Since the filming is obviously from a distance, it is hard to gauge the exact height of the wave. Many debates on the height surfaced after the man released the video, with a consensus being around 70 to 100 feet. In other words, should a wave of that size break out of the sea's clutches, that's an unimaginable amount of destructive power thundering down on dry land. Number 5. Chaos on the Atlantic Sea. The North Sea is not the only notorious shipping route in the ocean with big waves. The Atlantic Ocean itself never fails to test cruise ships and chemical tankers. Back in 2021, a chemical tanker was unfortunately hit with successive storms, which got the Atlantic Ocean all worked up. Now, considering the wreck of the famous Titanic ship was discovered around this area in the Atlantic Ocean, the crew on the tanker knew they were in for a fight. With waves after waves of angry, powerful water hitting the ship and tossing it around, the crew could only watch and hope as the ship fought the chaotic water. In the end, the tanker escaped unscathed, but the clip remains a good reminder of what to expect. Number 4. Surfing an 80-foot wave. Nazaré, Portugal is home to massive waves and also the place where Brazil's Rodrigo Coxa set the world record for the largest wave ever surfed there. Already boasting a remarkable portfolio of achievements, Coxa found a towering 80-foot wave to ride, showing how daring he is. The footage shows Coxa looking more like a tiny insect clinging to the side of a moving mountain rather than a professional big wave surfer with multiple accomplishments. Coxa braves the wave, and even as he is completely overshadowed, he makes a triumphant exit on the outside of the wave. Before Coxa set the record, Garrett McNamara held the Guinness World Record for largest wave surfed at 78 feet, which he also set at Nazaré, Portugal. If you ever feel up to the task, at least you know where to go find the record-breaking wave. Number 3. Nuclear bomb testing waves at Bikini Atoll. Nuclear weapons have shown devastating effects on land. When deployed in water bodies, the result is even more ridiculous. At the end of the Second World War, Bikini Atoll was handpicked as the location for a program dedicated to observing the effects of nuclear blasts on Navy vessels. After the first test bomb was dropped completely off target, the scientists decided to place a bomb underwater and then anchor several U.S. ships in the blast radius. On the 25th of July, 1946, the U.S. military carried out the underwater nuclear bomb detonation, which interestingly triggered an unexpected chain reaction. The ship standing directly above the area where the underwater bomb was placed instantly vaporized, as 2 million tons of water was turned into a towering mushroom column. The explosion was so massive, none of the ships in the radius of the blast remained the same. The testing crew had to wait several days until the Geiger counter indicated it was relatively safe to board the ships left standing to determine just how bad the blast damage was. Number 2. Rogue wave versus surfing spectator. California's legendary Mavericks Beach is home to world-class surfing competitions where spectators get to watch their favorite surfers or surfing teams live. But what happens when a big wave leaves the surfers and takes on the spectators? Well, during the 2010 Mavericks Invitational, we got a glimpse of the answer. The wave, estimated to be around 50 feet tall, suddenly crashed on the spectators and left the event area in disarray. Surfers and spectators were tossed, disoriented, and injured, gear was scattered, and the event was eventually canceled. Number 1. Storm Elenia's battering waves. In 2022, a ferry operated by Hadag Hamburg decided to throw caution to the wind and dare the infamous storm Elenia when many long-distance cruise ships and ferries were grounded. This was the time the storm Elenia was battering the coastlines of northern Germany. Thinking themselves safe, the passengers and ferry crew hid behind the safety of the ship's glass windows. Little did they know that the windows were no match for the fury of the huge water waves propelled by winds as fast as 94 miles an hour. As you can see, the wave broke in unannounced, and the passengers had to rush to the ship's stern to avoid getting drenched. According to Hadag, no passengers suffered any injuries, and the ship safely got to its destination. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome content like this. Until the next one, bye.